Okay. Can you guys hear me? Hang on. All right. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I am going to, you can see me, but I can see the other computer. So let me get rid of this. Remove. Okay. Hopefully that works. You guys can see and hear? Good. Yay. Okay. Yes. Okay. So I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare. We do live chat every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 6:11, but that's because of technical difficulties. I restarted the computer twice. The camera light is on the laptop. I'm actually going to close that because I don't know what it's doing. It just wasn't working, and it said the mic was working. So I don't know what's going on, and I just got this back. What was it? A few weeks ago from Best Buy. So hopefully that's not an issue. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I know the world is a mess right now. We are not talking politics on here, reminder, and we are talking all things homesteading related. So my homesteading related excitement right now is that Mama Kitty and Ringo are together, and Ringo is alive. I really thought he was gone. I really, really did. But anyway, he just came in to have dinner with her, and then she goes to the vet on Wednesday. So Wednesday she will be at the vet for just for a shot. Then she can go back outside with him and resume their normal life. So that is what we are doing. Anyway, let me go back up to the beginning because I missed everybody. All right. Verna's here. Verna's Vase Place with a little blue wrench. She's a moderator. Good evening, Katrina. Good evening, Verna. I hope you stayed cool. I hope there's a lot of people in a heat wave. I'm not in a heat wave, and I'm okay with that. But I hope everybody that is or will be in it, I hope you're doing all right. All right. Erica's here. Welcome, Erica. And Erica's a Katrina's Kids. She's a member of the channel. We do a monthly Cook With Me Live. We need to figure out what we're doing. I saw PJ is on here too, so PJ's also a member. We need to figure out what and when. We have a little bit left in the month. No, wait, we did June. We got to do July. Okay. Welcome. Okay. Technical difficulty. Steve's here. Welcome, welcome. He's also in blue with a little wrench. And is a moderator. Welcome. You're late and gonna have a fake excuse. Oh, I got a real one. Oh, PJ's here. Welcome. Hey, all just got home from looking at houses. Ooh, any prospects? This is my technical difficulty. Tommy's here. Hey, oh, tech difficulties. Whoops. Gotta love it, though. Exactly. My dad's here. And Ringo's on the chair. Ringo, you're not supposed to be on the chair. But you know I can't reach you, huh? Get off. Hang on, let me get him off. You have your little kitty chair in here. Ooh. Off. He ends up kneading the fabric. Yeah, you go sit over there. Can you guys hear Mama Kitty? He goes, me. Anyway. So yes, my dad's here. Welcome. He got to kind of meet Mama Kitty. She was not behaving. Well, she was behaving fine. She just wasn't being. She was being traumatized when we went up there. Yep. Okay. Yeah, rebooted twice. Uh-oh, you're freezing now. Congratulations, Verna. Your air conditioner is up and running. I'd rather be cold than warm. Oh my gosh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, exactly. Steve says better to be freezing in June than in January. Tommy's cooking burgers and in the pool. You're cooking burgers in the pool? It is hot there. Oh my gosh. Okay. 5 by 5. What does 5 by 5 mean, Verna? That must be sound and sight? Are those S's? Anyway. All right. We are back to go. Back to go? That doesn't make sense. Buster's here. Hey to all. Welcome, Buster. Yeah, we circumvented the problem. I don't know why my computer stuff wasn't working. So hopefully it works later. All right. We almost lost. Erica says we almost lost. What did you almost lose? Oh, you almost lost Hallie yesterday. What happened? My goodness, you don't need any more bad news. Dawn says my quail got up to 101 today with fans going. I have 1-week-olds out there too. They get heat at night and fans during the day. This is crazy. Yep. All right, Steve put up there the member link to join the channel. That's good. Oh, wow. PJ says one definite possibility for house has a small barn and some horse fencing, easily workable, and house is small, but I don't need anything here. So that's great. 5 by 5 means hear and see you, but why is it 5? Thank you, Verna. But why is it? Oh, military term that is a signal. Loud and clear. Okay. Oh, you think she was bitten by a snake? So I don't know if you guys saw the video from today, the weekend review, but Ringo has 2 puncture wounds right here, and they're about that far apart, like maybe smaller than half a centimeter apart. And it looks like maybe a snake bite or maybe a rodent, but I don't think so. I mean, they're pretty far apart for that. But he got into something. It's okay though. I'm monitoring it. Yeah. I am so thankful that Ringo is back. It's just so weird. We were here for a few days, a couple days, without any sign of him, like no sign at all. And he's always in the same places at night too. So like I'll be out there with my headlamp and go into an area, he's there because he goes there every night, Yeah. Oh, she was stiff and barely breathing, but she was fine this morning. Tetanus will do that too. But she's better. Hopefully she continues to be better. Man. Well, I hope she's okay, Erica. All right. My dad said we saw our first snake of the year yesterday in the pit. What kind? Do you know? Kitties are talking. They are talkative kitties. Yeah. Do you know what kind it was? And PJ says, glad she's better. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Sheila was going after a snake. Okay. Could be. Hey, Gator's Family Farm is here. Welcome, Erica not Erica, Aaron or Christina. Welcome. Hello, everyone. We finally made it. Good. Welcome. No, he's talking about the cinder pit. Behind the property is where. So you guys use salt on your roads in winter in the Midwest, and I think also in the East. Here, I don't know about here, not here, but where I grew up, because there's so much cinder, like natural cinder as in lava. Like, the red lava rock that people have decorative in their yard sometimes, that is, it's like pieces of that smaller that they mined there. And it's an old mine. It's old pit mine. and they use that on the roads in wintertime instead of sand or salt because we have it available. All right. And Tommy says we got other herp peeps here. Sure. I mean, my dad's just saying he saw a snake on their walk is what that meant. And they take the dog back there because it's no longer an active pit. It's still a pit, but it's no longer an active mine. All right. Oh, it was half under a bush. Remy is their dog. Kept her distance, which is good. You don't know snakes very well. Okay. Ooh, yes. How is Lane healing? Good question, PJ. Good question. That's Gidro's question. Dawn says we use cinder at stop signs and salt on the highways here in town. Okay. Where do you get the cinder from where you are? Is there volcanic stuff or do they truck it in? Oh, it's Aaron? Okay. We find out Friday if he gets the arm brace off. Wow. You guys need a break. Not that kind of break. You need a better kind of break. And I agree with PJ. I hope he's healed well. That kid's been through a lot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Steve waits for the sun to handle the roads. Yeah, no, nothing on the roads. Here, I think they do a de-icer. I haven't actually seen anybody put anything on the road that's like a solid thing. I think they just do the de-icer before it snows, but we don't get icy stuff here very often. Like it snowed this winter. It snowed like 3 separate periods of time, and it really was not a lot of like. I think our biggest snowpack at my elevation was like 5.5 inches. So it didn't get very much at all, but people also don't know how to drive it in it here. But I am also on a road that is a school route, so it does get plowed, which is kind of cool. And I don't have that long a driveway, so yeah. Tommy says I got my first snake hook 2 weeks ago at the Snakes of Tarrant County exhibit. One of my buddies puts it on. I went and helped him set it up, but when he started pulling out the venomous, I backed away. Yeah, Tommy, like the most popular bite victims of venomous snakes that go to the hospital, not venomous snakes that go to the hospital, bites that venomous snakes did to people that go to the hospital, are, what is it, 16 to 24-year-olds, male? Yeah. It's a male thing. So don't handle the venomous ones. Yeah. Oh, Dawn, they might truck it in, Dawn, if you don't have cinder near you. I was like, I don't think they have cinder near you. I don't know. And Verna says daughter and grandson got to taste their first nasturtiums today. Had grandson good taste of a borage leaf. They were a hit. Awesome. I have not planted any flowers here, but I think I do have a borage not doing well, but growing. I think I brought in a seed, and it has like 1 leaf. But yeah, those are definitely 2 plants to grow. Definitely 2 plants that you can use as an herb, as a seasoning. Those who haven't tasted nasturtiums, I love the taste of nasturtium. It's a spicy flavor, but spicy like black pepper, not spicy like capsicum. And it's wonderful. It tastes pretty close to papaya seeds. If you don't know, you can eat papaya seeds and it tastes like nasturtiums. And then borage tastes like cucumber, and you can actually use dried borage or fresh as a substitute for cucumber in ziti sauce. So you can have it outside of cucumber season, and it's really good. Yeah. Okay, Ringo is in Mama Kitty's crate. I think Mama Kitty's in the kitchen. Mama Kitty, come here. That is so funny. Anyway, let me scroll up. Okay. Verna says my sweet taters are running and my Malabar spinach is sprouted. That is awesome. You have steel plants? What? Dawn has steel plants. What does that mean? It means they're not growing, huh? PJ, I don't know what you're referencing. In New York and WE. What's WE? I don't know what WE is. A coal mine? Coal isn't the same thing, and I doubt they're putting coal on the road, but it could be, but I doubt it. No, this is volcanic rock. I don't know. Andy says hello. Hi, Andy Rabbit. Welcome. Yeah, I was surprised the other day when I went out to just check on the bunnies, and Risotto and 4 of her 10 babies were hopping around. I don't know how it was opened, but obviously slide bolts are a bad thing. You guys have heard me say that over and over again. You've heard me say I'm going to replace those over and over again. It's tied shut with a wire right now. I did not replace it that night. But yeah, that's a good reason to have what's called a hasp lock, HASP. In fact, I'll put it on here. Hasp lock. And that's a really good idea to do because I then lock them with a carabiner. You don't have to actually use a lock. You just use it with a carabiner. And let me look up this video for people that haven't seen it yet. So this is a link for a video about locks. And this was recorded at my old property. So yeah, so that's gonna be changed, but it is a really good idea to use a hasp lock or some other sort of lockable lock, something that, you know, you stick something in to make sure it doesn't go. And a slide bolt can come undone in so many ways. Hi, Mama Kitty, why are you worried? She's looking at me very worried. Are you worried because Ringo's in your spot? A slide bolt, if it's not like all the way down and you flip it up, anything can open it. I mean, if the bunnies are up against the door and they're rattling it, it can jiggle its way out. There was a fox around, maybe that happened. Birds can do it. Hawks have figured out how to open slide bolts, so they're really, really not good as a locking mechanism, unless they have the additional, you know, something you can hook into it. And so that's what I'll be doing. But it was really good idea to use those. It's also one of the reasons why it's a good idea to treat your breeders like pets, because I almost lost a breeder. If I couldn't catch her, she could run wild, and I might have never been able to catch her. But Risotto, like, once she saw me, I didn't actually have to call for her. Once she saw me, she's like, "Oh, hi! I'm going to come on over. Look what I'm doing. It's fun." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I get it." But it took a few times to call her over, and then I was able to get her. But she wasn't freaked out. And again, with the babies, they're old enough, they should be on pasture. I just haven't processed the other ones yet, so they can be on pasture. So they would do fine without mom there. They're still nursing for sure, but they're not needing to nurse. They're old enough they can wean. And so they would be fine. The 6 that were in there would be fine without her. But, it would be a sad way to lose a breeder, especially one that's, nice and good and trained and has lots of babies and is a good mama and all that. So it's a good idea to it's one reason to pay more attention to your breeders and to have a good relationship with them, is that they come back. Now, the little babies were actually not as hard to catch as I thought they were going to be. There was one booger that just, I had to go away and come back, and it was between the garbage cans of food. What was that? Kids playing. And so I had to like reach over the garbage can without like shocking it. I had put one of the pitchers that I use for the pitchers, like a scoop, used for the rabbit food, like in the gap. I reached down and I did scare it like into the pitcher and it backed out. And then I reached over the trash can, I grabbed it, and I'm like, okay, you're going in, your last one. But yeah. So that delayed my day. I actually had a meeting. We had a local preparedness type meeting and talking about ham radios. So I have a ham radio. I need to go through the training for that. And once I go through the training and the tests, then you get your I don't know if it's a license or certificate or whatever, but you're not supposed to use it until then. But I was a little late to that. So, okay. Tommy says, correct. And the highest rate in my area are copperheads that send 16 to 24-year-olds testosterone-fueled choir boys. Oh, boy. Oh, PJ says in New York we used to have wood cinders spread. So you're talking about like cinders, like almost ash. Interesting. Yeah, the cinder I'm talking about is literally lava rock that is in very, very small pieces. Interesting. Oh, Verna's daughter says it tastes like radishes. I'm going to guess the nasturtium. It has a bite to it, but I would say it's not the same bite as radishes. My opinion. Erica loves papaya seeds. Yep. Steel refineries. What? Why are we talking about steel refineries? I missed what the steel refinery is. Oh, steel plants that make steel. What? Okay. Oh, they make steel beams. Got it. Yeah, you said cinders. Okay. I read it wrong. A spring on it? Hasblocks don't have springs. Are you sure you're thinking of a hasblock? Because there's a hasblock, which is what you guys have seen on my older videos. And then there's a safety hasp, which the part that you put the thing through turns, and then you put it through. Kitties, come here. Mama kitty, Ringo. Come on. See if they respond. But I don't know about one with a spring. Oh, skip the spring, thinking of something different. Got it. Slidable is good if it's installed vertical and on top. It can be better. I wouldn't call it good. Yeah, raccoons are good at opening them. I have not seen raccoons yet. That was me knocking on wood. I know they should be here. I just haven't seen them or their poo or their little creepy handprints. Hi, Mama Kitty. Is Ringo with you? They're exploring. They got to explore this morning before work, and they're getting to explore right now together. All right. Andy says, my silver foxes, which is a rabbit, always seem to come sit on my feet. Sometimes I didn't even know they were out yet. Oh, talk about getting the bunny very scared out of you. Oh no. Dawn says, I had a copperhead in the carport last week. Hi, Mama Kitty. Hi, baby. where I'm going to put the rabbits. Well, I would try and snake proof that. Yeah, copperheads are not fun. Oh, it tastes like those itty bitty radishes you get in salads. You know, I understand the bite of the radish, but I don't think it's the same bite for me. Like even the bite of ginger is different kind of bite. Yeah. Berna says when the air conditioner was first installed, it was 89 degrees here at my desk. Now Goey says it's 75. But what is it set for? Yeah, Dawn needs a mongoose. There you go, Steve. Oh man. Well, yeah. For dealing with heat here, the house is pretty insulated. The windows are going to be starting to get. I'm going to start over because English is hard. Windows will begin installation. Beginning of installation is happening this week. For double pane windows, because this is like original Windows, 1940s, 1950s Windows. Yeah. So it is going to be better. Aaron says it's wintertime here in the South. It's wintertime? What do you mean? You got the cold snap? We got a cool down too, which I'm okay with. Oh, Andy's on the phone. Verna says, we saw those windows this morning. That looks like a lot of windows. It's a whole house full of windows. Yeah. Yeah. Who has taken over the Ghidro's login? You said it was Aaron, so I called them Aaron. They can correct me if they are Christina or someone other than them. Yeah, it is a bunch. It is it's going to be nice though once they're in. Yeah. I mean, I knew this was a fixer-upper, but it's a lot more fixing up than I thought it was going to be. Things cost more now than they did when I did similar things at my old place. Yeah. Oh, of course it's Aaron goofing off while Christina works. Okay. Oh. So, I'm just going to talk about this because it's right here. Melons out of California are starting in the stores, and I got some really good melons. I made a really good fruit salad for a party, and if you like the melons, and I will follow this up with a cautionary, what you can do is rinse them really well, put them on a coffee filter or they come off better off a coffee filter, or a paper towel, and just let them dry. This is on a plate. And then they usually have a sticker. I usually put the sticker on something in with the seeds. Once these are dry, which they totally are, it just takes a few days. Then you can bag those up I use coin envelopes. You can use anything. And you can grow those. Now, here's the cautionary on those. Sometimes they grow all the same melon in a field, and sometimes they don't. Same for squashes. What the seed is versus what else is in the field, we don't know. And what happens is melons cross. So you may not get exactly what you ate. It may have crossed in the field, and the seed that's resulting of that may be something different. Same thing happens with squashes. Squashes cross and make some interesting things sometimes. And so you can still save seeds, and if they cross, they cross, and usually they're going to be just fine. So, yep. Oh, Berta says, Steve, they found out when they got all that snow a few months ago. Oh boy, yeah, they did get a lot in Louisiana, huh? Oh, so Aaron says 5 months ago, I was walking in 3 feet deep snow drifts, and now it's 100 degrees. I can't imagine shoveling snow in these temps. For those that don't know, Guido's family farm is in Louisiana. They don't have winter except for this year. Or this past, I don't know, was it this year or last year? Is this past winter? Yeah. Andy says, at first glance, when an unknown black fuzzy small animal sits on my feet, rabbit is never my first thought. Raccoon is, especially when it's a little dark outside or fully dark already. Andy, have you ever had a raccoon sit on your feet? I don't think they're going to sit on your feet. I think you will know they're coming before then. Don says, I have cantaloupe, watermelon, squash, and pumpkins, but none are anywhere they can cross. I'll have tons if they all grow. Awesome. Maybe a little bit I'll get over there. If I know where this book is, which I think I do, it's right there. I'll grab it about starting saving seeds, and someone I recommend. But let's continue. Erica says, my father-in-law saved seeds from spaghetti squash, and the next year grew smokins. Exactly. Yes. As Aaron says, winter was January 21 to 24 this year. Oh, goodness. Yeah. The sit, bite, what's the difference? Oh my gosh. All right. Good night, Verna. Glad you're cooled off. Don says, hubby had a raccoon rub against his leg on the back deck, and he thought it was a cat. We were eating dinner out there. That prompted our first trap. Oh, okay. I understand your concern now. Yep. Oh, what did Erica say? Oh, yes, the squash. 21st of January's Andy's birthday. All right. Awesome. Oh, not leaving yet. Okay. You're just saying you might fall asleep. You're pulling a PJ. That's why we call PJ is because she just conks out in the middle. Right, PJ? No, that's not for real. So yeah. Let me go grab that book real quick. It'll just take a couple seconds here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a book about saving seeds. Hi, Mama Kate. Hi, sweetie. You're fine. You're fine, baby. All right, it's a little sun faded, but here's a book called Seed to Seed, and it has all sorts of things about how to save different kinds of seeds. It has like techniques, parts of flowers, different groupings of plants, brassicas, all different sorts of different things. Yeah, excuse me. Just how to save the seeds of all these things. And there's some charts. Where are the charts? Where are you, charts? I thought there was charts. I don't know. Anyway, it has lots of different types of seeds that you can do. And most seeds you want to wait until the fruit is ripe or beyond ripe. Like in the case of eggplant, you're getting seeds from fruits you're not going to be eating. And then there's other seeds like tomato or pepper that you can get when they're still unripe too. So that is a thing. Ringo's still in the crate and Mama Kitty's outside of the crate eating dinner. It's so silly. All right. Andy says, crazy cat lady next door feeds the coons too. They're not fully scared of humans. Oh, okay. Okay. Your point is getting more valid. PJ says, hey, I heard that. Gotta check in on you sometimes. We know you wake up early. Verna says, I have to go out in the heat after this to take Lucy for her last walk. Yeah. I'm sure it doesn't cool down at night there either, right? Colder in her, yeah. Steve says, Verna says it's colder in her apartment. She's going to bundle and sleep well later. Oh. Yeah, you are falling asleep by watching, but still listening. Did I wake you up? I'm sorry. Dawn says, I have that book. Yep, it's a good one. It's pretty small, but it's a good one. And I like to have things that are solid. I like to have the books that are just solid. It's a thing that is here. If you can have a web page, you can have a link, and that is helpful if the internet is working. If the internet is not working, or if the power goes out, or you just need to write notes and things and bring something with you that internet can't reach, books are where it's at. So I encourage you to print off things, write down instructions, write down ingredients, write down stuff. If you use something or you're planning on using something, it's a good idea. Where it says my borage will have flowers the next day or two. That is exciting. I like borage. They'll fix the gutters too. What? Why are we fixing gutters? Okay. I'm sorry for the yawning, Andy. Okay. Down to 73 tonight. That is not down enough. I could check here. I don't know. Can I check? Why does it say there's a guest? Oh, I'm the guest. Sorry. Apparently, I can't do anything else on my phone while I do this. So I was going to check the weather on my phone, but it didn't. Anyway. Andy says, I had some fillings done today. Boy, technology has changed a little. It was like gel and UV, like nail polish kind of stuff. I don't know about UV nail polish, but yeah, they have the little UV light for that now. 75 at 5 a.m. Oh my gosh, is low tonight, Dawn says. I have to close up the babies and put their heater on. Oh my goodness. Verna says, reason I didn't have them put in the air conditioner was the rain from the gutters would cause the air conditioner to spew water in the apartment. Oh no. Oh no. That's why we're talking about gutters. Well, no one want to be young. If you don't see it, you don't know what's happening, right? Yeah, things are changing 30 years, Andy. For sure. For sure. Oh, man. Well, I'm excited the kitties are good and Ringo is happy and home. And I'm really excited, too, that the water is connected. I have the well connected via new pipe to my house. The old pipe was black irrigation pipe, the old main to the house from the well that had been fixed many times. Yeah. And then, and then there's water down in the pasture now, and there's water up for the animals and over the garden. So I am super excited for that because it wasn't going to happen for a long time, and then it just all of a sudden happened, right? All the lines were in the ground, the lines were in the ground, the lines were in the ground. We're waiting, and then it finally was connected. So I'm super excited about that. Now, I probably won't do the actual hookups until later, but I do have a video. Water, spelled correctly. I do have a video on. Hold on, let me find it. Here we go. This is a very detailed video. Animal water. It could be for plants, it could be for anything really, but it's a pretty detailed video. I'm going to do another video when I make them here, but if you're anxious for that, you're inside, you want to make something, there you go. But that's going to be done for the animals, and then the garden is going to be put on the timer. So that'll be really, really good. Yep. 950 at Verna's place. It's 83 with a feel like temp of 90. Ooh. Yeah. Wow. Oh, my high today was 82, feels like 78. It didn't feel like 82. Yeah. Low is 60. No real rain the next 10 days. Yeah, we had rain this weekend. But yeah. So the low is 60. It's going to get lower than 60 here. I can almost guarantee you tonight. Yeah. Eric's here. Welcome, Eric. Cat puns really freaked me out. I'm not kidding. Silly. Welcome. 82 PJs. Verna's high was 93. 92 at 4:30 for Andy. Oh my gosh. My goodness. Yeah. I keep thinking it's going to be hot here. It probably will later in the summer. I don't know. This is my first year here. I don't know what is normal here. And so that's kind of like I'm checking with neighbors about all sorts of things of what normal might look like. But yeah. Oh my gosh. PJ says my car said 111 when I got out of work. Did it cool down after you started driving? Because I know sometimes when vehicles sit, the temperature isn't right. Or was that actually the temperature? And also, why are you not cooking cookies or something inside? I feel like temp over 100. Oh my gosh, Verna. Oh, and PJ's hotter than where Verna is. Well, since you guys have heat, there is a playlist called Cooking in Your Car. Hang on, I gotta move things. Playlist. Apparently, I have lots of playlists. So there's a playlist called Cooking in Your Car or Dashboard Cooking. Where is it? Dashboard Cooking. I only have 4 videos there. Oh, no, I didn't want to edit it. How do I get you there? We can... shareable link. Okay. So if you have not seen my Cooking in the Car dashboard cooking, here's the playlist link. And if you have temperatures above, like, I mean, for sure in the 80s, your car is going to get heated up. Even sometimes in the 70s, you can do cookies in the high 70s. But you can cook if it's super hot too. Set up your stuff. Excuse me. Set up your dashboard like I do in these videos. And you just use a reflective, you know, those reflective things that's supposed to keep the heat out of your car, or the sun out of your car. Use one of those in the way I show you. Then that will be a really good thing to do. And I show you in those how to make cookies, which I'm kind of looking ahead. Thank you, Verna. Yeah, you won't burn food in your car. That's the thing. It won't actually burn. So like your cookies won't burn. They will just get super crispy and super dried out. So if you like, I like the softer cookies, but if you like, you know, like biscotti type hardness of cookies, you just leave it in there extra long and it will get crispy. But if you do the meat like I do, I've cooked chicken, no, not chicken, I've cooked rabbit, quail, and beef in my car. I do give it an extra little oven layer. And it's honestly, it's the best way to cook meat that I've ever come across. The results are amazing, but it's because you have it sealed in a glass container that is keeps all the juices inside. So much like if you raw pack and can, you're not adding liquid. And what happens is when you can, all of the moisture comes that is in that jar. It comes out of the chicken or it comes out of the beef or comes out of whatever it is. And you actually see liquid in the jar. You're like, wow, that's a lot of liquid. But what it doesn't dry anything out because it's completely contained. Now, I will warn you, it's very hot. So use your hot pads. But it's a good time to explore with that. Point your car south where there's not going to get shade. It does take more time than what you would do in the oven because it's a lower temp. If you have a car, if your neighbor has a car, you have a solar oven. So I encourage you to do that. And there's a reason why you are not supposed to leave living things inside your car during heat, even if it's low heat. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you were in the parking lot, PJ, when it was 111. Yeah, that's like bouncing off the black in South Carolina. Steve says, I don't know how hot it is here, but my daughter calls me from the living room on her cell so she doesn't have to step on the front porch to get to my room because it's too hot. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I love it. Yep. For the next few days, it'll be bad for the heat in South Carolina, worse than Ohio. Oh my goodness. Definitely don't cook inside. Do sandwiches or cook in your car because it's energy that's there already. Yeah. 8:55 is 86 right now. Oh my gosh. No, she won't burn her food. PJ says, I was sitting outside catching some sun on my pale white legs during lunch. Several people walked by and asked if I was hot. I said, no, I'm just from New York, so I'm thawing out. It'll take a while to do that, right? Oh, goodness. Andy says, I still laugh about dashboard cooking. Have you tried it? I'm serious. You can, if you're scared to do meat, that's fine. I didn't do meat for a long time. And finally, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do quail. Because if it doesn't cook a quail, you know, it'll be fine. It's a thin meat. But I've gone all the way up to doing every part of the rabbit, I think. But I have parted it out. So, like, it's not just a rabbit in a container because I don't have containers that big. But, like, you know, the back leg of a rabbit is pretty thick. And it's delicious when you do it that way. All right. And the beef was absolutely delicious, too. Yeah, PJ says there are some ribs in the freezer. I should probably try. Yeah, take them out tonight. Let them thaw out. Okay. I agree. Steve, I will say this. This channel is not responsible for cracked windshields or for Cook With Me Live in the Oldsmobile. Yeah. And if you want to check the temperature of, if you're doing meat, check the temperature of meat, it's going to be done. It pulls apart. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be good. Yeah, we're all going to PJ's for her leftover ribs. How about that? Good night, Dawn. Have a good night. Good luck with the birdies. Jacob's here. Hello, all. Hello, Jacob. Welcome. And Jacob is also a member. Welcome, welcome. All right. Hello, Jacob in the frozen tundra. No, you're in Wisconsin, aren't you? No, you got hot, didn't you? My brother's in Wisconsin, and it was 100 degrees, I think, yesterday. Yeah. Yep. Andy says, Katrina, you remember it was the first time. Oh, that's right. I first saw you, didn't know who you were, and it popped up on my dashboard. So I watched it. You know, I thought you were a little crazy at first. Everybody thinks I'm crazy when I talk about cooking in your car. You know what, though? If you're going to spend money on a solar oven, let's look up. I'm on the computer. There's a what's it called? What's the American made one? Let's buy solar oven. It is okay. They're getting more reasonable. $100, $150. Sun oven. That's the spendy one, right? Yeah, $749 for a sun oven. That's supposed to like have all the, you know, it's weighted right, so it sets right, and you can adjust the angle and all that. Guess what? $749. How about a car that you already have paid off or make payments on? You're already making the payment. You don't need to buy that other one. Crud car is cheaper. There you go. I had forgotten that though, Andy, that was your first time that I was going off on that. It's probably Jacob's first time of hearing me talk about that. If you have sun where you are, you definitely can do that in the summer where you are, Jacob. Yeah. Aaron, who are you talking to? Well, look who's here. I seen the trail of wood shavings. Oh man. Oh man. Hasn't been frozen lately. Okay, so good. Jacob is saying it was 102 yesterday, 98 today, 73 tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, and Verna's saying it too. If you don't have a car, you don't want a car, or want to use your car, because you're not going to be able to drive around with this. It kind of has to stay stationary and stay hot. Yeah, you can make them. You can make them with foil and a box and a piece of glass or a piece of anything. It's clear. And the thing about the ones that you can buy is they're like super reflective and super, you can point it exactly right and all that. So yeah, but if you have a car, you don't need it. You don't need it. Jacob says, I shook the sawdust out of my shorts earlier. Oh my gosh. You must be in chick mode. Yeah, Erica says, I know someone who used her car sitting in the parking lot at work, cook her supper, and to bake cookies. I have done that so many times, Erica. So I'm a biologist, and I used to do a lot of field work on construction sites. And I would tell the guys, like, hey, yeah, you can bake cookies. And out of all the people I talked with, only one was like, I used to make biscuits on mine. Put them in the morning. They're ready, perfect for lunch. And he was the only one that ever said that. Everybody else just kind of gave me a weird look. And then I make cookies on the dashboard, and they were like, I'm going to do this now. Yeah. Yep. Oh. I mean, I would just heat up my lunch too. You can just heat your lunch up by putting it on the dashboard. Put the reflector behind it. There you go. Yeah, I would do that though at my old place. People would look in, and I would see them walk by, and then they would look in like, "What is going on that car? In that car, what's going on?" And they were very confused. It's okay. All right. PJ says I have a nice glass casserole dish with a lid I could use in New York. Get another. You can get another one, right? Yeah, could be a cool homeschool project, cooking in a car. Yep. And some people get a little freaked out about temperature and, oh, it's not hot enough. Like, are you sure it's going to get to temp, especially with meats? Check it. You can cook low and slow as long as you cook it all, for the longer time. Then the answer is it'll be fine. But again, don't take my advice. Don't take my, I'm not a doctor, but it has worked for me so far. So, and it's definitely hot enough. Like, I don't even think you have to check the temperature. If you check it with your fingers, like, oh, wow, that's hot. Yeah. But look how I do a double. I kind of make it into a double oven. Just the glass with the reflector. And then if you're going to do meat, using a Pyrex with a lid that fits, and flip it over so that the juices are on the lid and the glass is on the top, and it works great. Yeah. Plexiglass and aluminum foil and cardboard box, says Steve. Yep. Probably have to set it on a heat pad to keep the dash from melting. Okay. You haven't seen my dashboard videos in a while. I put a towel up. I kind of shove things in there and make it level-ish. If you are doing cookies, make sure you're baking your cookie sheet has edges, because if it doesn't have edges, what happens is the fats in the cookie dough, they melt first. And so you're always going to get kind of flat cookies. You're not going to get like puffy things because it's low and slow. Because you don't preheat it. I mean, it's preheated per se, but so they are going to be more flat. But the fat melts first. So whether it's, butter or, lard or vegetable shortening or whatever, it melts first. And if you're not careful, that can just run right off. That happened on my first try. Yeah. But yeah, you just put it on a towel, like a bath towel, and that's enough. Transform a cold frame into a sun oven in the summer. That's a good idea, Andy. Just don't start any fires with your reflectivity, right? Jacob says, me and my wife butchered 27 quail 2 days ago and got them all in the freezer today. Awesome. Congratulations. I need to process rabbits. It may or may not happen this week. And this weekend, I am planning on doing at least 1 litter. I need to do 2 litters, but it will at least be 1. All right. Right. Yeah, Verna, that is a concern. You have to have a secure place to put it. Yeah, she says I would make 1, but with all the homeless around here, I would end up losing my meals. Yeah. Unless it's just too weird. That'd be okay. Yeah, but that is true, is you do have to have a secure place to put it if you're gonna, because that's gonna be there, all day. Or at least for a morning. Cookies don't take all day to cook unless you want to make them hard, but it won't burn, so it's good. All right, Andy says, brings new meaning to it's hot enough to fry an egg on the sidewalk, because it is hot. I have not tried egg, but I'm sure you could cook an omelet. Probably. It would be fine, I think. I don't know. Try it and let me know. Verna's saying, wonderful, Jacob. Yep. Okay, PJ is making the vision work. And Andy's probably laughing at me for something. Oh, thank you, Myrna. If you're closer, you'd help. Yeah, it's not, it's just carving out the time to do it because I'm doing so many other things. And then knowing that I'm changing water for 4 to 5 days after, and I need to be able to put them in a place that I can do that okay. And I have windows in the carport right now. So we'll see how far they get. They're planning on doing the ones in the carport area first. So that should at least free up some space in there. We'll see. We shall see. Steve says, make the dashboard video more popular, then maybe they know not to leave pets and kids in the car. Exactly. That is a good point, especially when you look at what it does to me. Yep. Jacob says, we also finally got the garden built and set up. We only have a couple plants left to go in the ground. Awesome. Good job. Good job. Who's meowing at me? Where's Mama Kitty? Okay, I think Mama's Kitty's under the chair. Ringo's still in her crate. It must be very comfy. He's not even on the bed. He's on a towel. All right. Andy says, my puppy is doing great. The vet said he has fully recovered and is off all meds. Awesome. If you don't know, he caught parvo and it was almost dead last Monday. Oh my gosh. Parvo is something that you can get from rodents too. A lot of rodents can carry parvo. I am glad that he is doing well, and I hope he continues to do well. Yeah. Man, it'd be interesting to know how he picked that up. I know it can be picked up in like dust from feces or from the urine and feces. Dust. I don't know how else. Yeah. And he says, I want to make him a car dog, but it's too hot now to have him in the car during the summer. Exactly. Any animal can contaminate your property. True. True. Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're saying people may have brought it in. That could be. Oh, little kitty's having another snack. Yeah, that could be. Well, I hope things continue to go well for Puppy. Yeah. So, all right. Is anybody hatching right now? I am not, but it looks like I know Dawn is usually hatching things. I'm betting Jacob's hatching stuff. But what are you hatching right now? Anybody? I keep saying I'm going to get some chickies from Guidro's family farm, maybe. How late in the year do your ladies lay, or do they lay year round? I'm talking about the breasts, if you guys are still on. Oh, yes. What? Hatching? Never heard of it, Erin says. How late in the year do your American breasts hatch? Or not hatch, but lay? Hatching's wishes. And Jacob says, yep, I have a ton of quail eggs hatching from Guidro's family farm right now. Awesome. Andy says he had 2 shots, was going to go in Wednesday, if last week, for his last shots and rabies shot. We had to take him on Monday. Had a 6-week hold on 8 shots. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, because you don't want to give him vaccines if his body's already fighting for stuff. Yeah. They lay all year round. Okay. I'll let you know when I'm ready then. You said they start laying it for like 4 months, 4 or 5 months, I think you said. Because I need to get my fence in order and oh, Jacob says I had a couple pop out heading out the door tonight, so I should have a bunch waiting for me in the morning. That is good. That is good. Yeah, so I need to just call the fence company and schedule fencing because I keep on failing to do that. The garden is kind of set out now, so I can do that. And the animals up there, the rabbits and the chickens, it's going to be same footprint. But I was thinking after the fox being all climb in the cherry tree, I was thinking about using coyote rollers or making coyote rollers for the animal one. I was also thinking to, put chicken wire or netting or something over the top. So has anybody used coyote rollers or do you know what they are? I will tell you what they are. They are a tube that is stationary and then another tube around that tube that moves. So it's not connected to anything. And what you do is you put it on like the right near the top of your fence or whatever it is, so that when something grabs it to pull itself up and over, it falls. It rolls and it ends up falling. So unless that animal has very, very good grip strength, it's not getting over. Or unless it climbs a tree and jumps in. But that's what I'm thinking about. And I'm thinking that might be a retrofit idea later if needed. But I do find them intriguing. Andy said, not Andy, Aaron says, no, Mama Kitty, get down. I haven't had to push you off a chair yet. Good girl. She's been so good. And she comes for pets. She doesn't want to be picked up, but she comes for pets. Maybe you already come for pets now? Or am I just talking to nobody? All right. Aaron says 4 to 5 months old. They start laying. Don't wait too long. They won't be on the menu in spring. We'll be offering a different dual purpose bird next spring that is auto sexing at hatch. Do share, but it sounds like a secret. And we may talk later about why. Okay. Yeah. Andy says, oh, they have them for cat proofing. Yeah. I thought, oh my gosh, at my old place, there was this cat and his name, what was it? Mr. Prince. There was 2 of them, Mr. Prince and Mr. King. Kids name them, obviously. I think it was Mr. Prince that terrorized my yard. There was a great seedling tragedy of, I forget what year, but it would use my raised beds as litter box, which is not great. That's where I learned that forks are your friend. And I had a bunch of plastic forks sticking up. If you do 2 rows about that far apart, alternating, then the cats won't jump over it, at least that cat. And my garden looked ridiculous and I had pinwheels for the birds. It looked so ridiculous, but it worked. Yeah, but I considered that. I mean, neighbor and I were putting cayenne pepper on the top of the fences to try and get it to stop because they step on it and then they clean themselves. Didn't work. I got cat scram, which is worthless. Don't buy it. Yeah. Here we go. Yes. So Steve, I can make my own with PVC. That's what I'm saying. So you can buy them, but you can use pretty much any sort of pipe structure. It could be with PVC, or you could have, you know, even probably like a straight stick that's smooth with some sort of tube around it. I mean, you can have a dowel with a tube probably. Like there's probably lots of different ways you can work it, but yeah, you can make it with PVC. Definitely top secret. All right. I knew that because you were going to say it otherwise. Andy says, why top secret? If someone was thinking about the same thing as you're getting them, they would know they could hold off for yours. Well, you just have to find out. Sometimes things are top secret because they're not fully in place. Sometimes things are top secret because they want to do some breeding experiments and figure out some things on their own first. Sometimes things are top secret because there's going to be a grand surprise. You can't give it away on my channel. You got to give it away on his channel. Andy says, oh, wait, competition, Andy, competition. Steve says, yep. Hi, Mama Kitty. Are you bored? Ringo's sleeping in the crate, and Mama Kitty's just wandering around the house. Ringo, you're supposed to come in here to keep her company. He's just dozing off inside the crate, which is so funny because when he was in the crate, when he went to the vet and had his stuff done, he hated being in the crate. Hi, Mama. Where are you? I heard her. All right. Yes, that does make sense, Andy. It does. Yeah. Can you guys hear her? Oh, she's going in to cuddle with him. I don't know if I can show you guys. It's a bunch of stuff on the floor. Gonna kick him out? He's been getting so annoyed with her. She's too lovey-dovey for him. Too lovey-dovey. Oh, Mama Kitty. Yeah. All right. You can't hear her, Verna? Aw. She does a little... Oh, did I do to me? You gonna come visit me? I probably can't pick you up though, huh? No? Okay. Aaron says, Andy, I'm 18 months ahead of anyone else with just waiting for spring to release. Ooh. Well, I mean, it doesn't mean I can't get two kinds. I want to be able to tell the moms with egg color. I still have my two girls that have their brown eggs. Pink eggs, I think they're like pinkish brown. I don't know why they call them brown. Yeah, Aaron's always working on something. Always. Variety is the spice of life. Choo choo. Choo choo. Yeah. In any case, I am looking to add later. And starting to get some interest in my rabbits. I need to actually put stuff out in the world. Met a guy in a parking lot. He showed interest in rabbits. Talking about the weather. Ended up talking about rabbits later. Yeah. But I do need to kind of put that out in the world. I was thinking this year is my get it settled year, get it prepped year, get it, all of that. And then next year have a more push for selling and all that. So, yeah, that is my plan. Jacob says, I currently have Americana chickens, olive eggers, and copper marans. Cool. I have one Buff Orpington and one, I almost said one Smilo. One Barred Rock. There were 2 Barred Rocks, but Rexy passed. So now there's only 2 chickens. Why do I have only 2 chickens? I have only 2 chickens because that is the number I had. I had 3 when I was in town, and we were only allowed to have 6 small animals, which does not include cats and dogs. And I had more than 6, but there were rabbits. So yeah, I had 5 rabbits and 3 chickens. And quail don't count as small animals. They were listed. They listed out the small animals. I said, okay, I'm printing this ordinance in case someone needs to ask or needs an answer. Yeah. Yeah, I do miss the eggs. I do miss quail eggs specifically too. I'm still a ways out from that too. Oh, yeah. If you give me more time, I can do stuff, right? How many people want more time? Erica says, I have so many different breeds, I can't remember all of them. There you go. There you go. Yeah. I mean, I thought about picking some up when I was at, where was I? At the Grange. It's kind of like a Tractor Supply. But I want, number one, they were not sexed, and number 2, I'm like, I'm not ready for it. I need the fence. I need this. I need that. I need to have everything figured out. So, yeah, there we are. But I definitely want to get chickens, more chickens, and I want to get quail once I have stuff set up. So that is my plan. That is. Andy says, I have 0 chickens. They are too messy and loud for me. Yep. When I get quail again, I want to have the males in a separate area in the food forest, well away from everybody else, because the grow outs, the grow out males, just because it'll be so much easier to deal with separately. I don't know. You guys know the distance that they have to be that they can't hear the females? Ringo, get down. Ringo. Did you hear him? Get down. That's not down. He went to the edge of the couch. Ringo, come here. Come see the people. Come see the people. Come see the people. Hey. You're supposed to look at them, not me. Mama kitty. No claws. No claws. No claws. I said no. I know it feels so good on her claws, probably. All right. I have a bunch of freeze-dried quail eggs as well. I should be using them more than I am. Yeah. 4.5 miles, Steve says. Oh my gosh. You don't, and Steve doesn't believe in the can't hear rule because they'll use the crow to call females to them and compete with each other. We can test it. That's my plan currently, is to have the males in a different location. I'm trying to think how far away that might be. You're so happy. See, this is so much better than calling up the couch. Anyway, Mama Kitty, you can come up here too if you want. She's not going to, but you're invited. Yeah. I don't know. I know. Didn't Brooke talk about visiting someone that did that, or that maybe they only had. I think they only had the males, and they didn't crow. I think that's what it was. You definitely have to separate them before they got to maturity. You do that at that 3 week mark. It'd be interesting, but just to make it a little quieter, because sometimes when you have grow outs, there's so many males in one area, they're just like really, really loud and competitive, especially if it's a full moon. Or in my previous case, if the street lights are on all night. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll find out. I'll make a little grow out area for them. Hi, baby. He is purring. Can you purr? Yeah. Can we put you in the sun so that he can see you? A little sunspot? Yeah, he has these 2 little puncture wounds on the underside of his chin, but they're not infected or anything, so they're doing good. My little mouser, or my little voler, you do like voles, don't you? Do you prefer voles over mice? I think what he catches most is shrews, but they don't eat them. So, yeah. Jacob says they love to just scream at each other when it gets too quiet. Yeah. Mama Kitty's getting concerned. Hi, baby. Yeah. You can come up here. Come up and say hi. She has come up to me for pets inside the house when I have them loose. And she has come up to me for pets without him in the area. So she definitely she's just a whole relaxed other kitty right now. Aren't you, girl? Aren't you? Yeah. Which is good to see her relaxed. Did you guys hear that? What are you doing? Here. All right. Yeah, Verna says I miss hearing them when I was in the bathroom. So Verna had to walk through her animal room to get. Bye, Ringo. No, off. I started something. Yeah, Verna used to have to walk through her animal room to get to the bathroom, and I understand that because you hear them, and especially honestly the little girl noises are so relaxing for quail. Yeah. All right. Good night, Jacob. Thank you for joining us. Now Mama Kitty's going to get up there. Okay, I'll show you guys. Yeah, you guys aren't supposed to be on there. You guys aren't supposed to be on there. Mama Kitty, get off. Off. You don't know off, do you? Ringo definitely knows off. Ringo knows off because I tell him off if he's clawing me by accident. Mama Kitty, get down. Hey, Desiree. Welcome. Verna says, hens sound like crickets. Roos used to holler, pick me, or get back here. Yep. All right, kitties. You need to be kicked out of there. All right, I'm going to kick Mr. Ringo out. Come on, get up. Get out. He is being difficult. No claws. Goodness. Oh no. Desiree, I hope your day goes better. I hope your day goes better. And I hope your quail are okay. We were just talking about hatching quail. What happened with your hatch? I'm going to remove him from this chair. Ouch. Yes, sir. said no. Okay, I'm back. Oh, you lost a chick? Yeah, that does happen. Hopefully it was quick. And you have their baby food, you have the high protein. I would use what was available to me when I had quail was the 27% turkey starter, and that was pretty good. It was a little bit low on the percentage of protein as I understand it, but it worked. Yeah, for the babies. Oh, you had a runt. Yeah. Oh no, his half the size and the others sat on him and that was it. Yeah, runts don't tend to last. I think I've had one last one time, but they really don't tend to last for very long. So the best bet is to know someone with a snake, and when it passes or when you need to cull it after that happens, put it in the freezer for your friend with a snake, and they will thaw it out just like a pinky if they're little, and their animals will likely like it. So yeah. Yeah, but the runts, for some reason, they don't usually make it. Oh, is your favorite one? You're gonna use it as a pet? Oh, I'm sorry, Desiree. That it does happen, and they say when you have livestock, you have dead stock, right? If you're raising animals, at some point something's not going to go right, or at some point they'll hit old age, or at some point something won't hatch, or you have this. Oh, you just named it. I'm sorry. Yeah, livestock and dead stock, even if it's kind of on the pet side of things, you have responsibilities for your pets as well. So yeah. Okay, you have 3. That's all right. 3 total or 3 chicks? Because I know, didn't you have like 2 adults? So anybody's listening, Anime Desiree, she has 2 adults, a male and a female, Caturnix quail. And typically you want to have a ratio of 1 male to 4 to 6 females, depending on how vigorous he is. And so 1-to-1 can be a little stressful, but if he's a calmer male, it might be working out. But she hatched some from them. Yeah. All right. Never name your animals until they're old enough to make it, like 6 weeks. That's pretty good advice, Verna. Oh boy. Steve names them lunch and dinner. No breakfast? Or breakfast is the egg, huh? Yeah. Yeah, Desiree, that's tough. And I know you're sensitive, and so it's probably extra tough for you, but it is something that happens. And my advice is to put it to good use somehow. Yeah. And Desiree says it was very docile, one that loved being held in people. Yeah. They poop the breakfast. Yep. Well, hopefully you'll be able to hatch more. And I know it's not the same one, but hopefully you'll get a good pet quality one. It'll be good. Both cats are in the crate right now. I wonder if Ringo's going to stay the night again. Ringo stayed the night with her a couple nights ago, and I was like, okay, you can stay in there. That's fine. He can't stay Tuesday night though, because I want to be prepared to take her to the vet in the morning. Don't want to deal with that situation in the morning. So we'll let him in there for a night if he stays there. Desiree says, me and my boyfriend gave it a funeral. Okay. That works. Good night, Verna, and good luck going out into that heat. It might be a short walk for you and Lucy. Thank you for moderating tonight, Verna. Have a good week. Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes we don't know. I mean, it sounds like you know why this happened, but sometimes you don't know, and that's when it bothers me more a little bit, because if you don't know, then you don't know how to fix things. Like with Rexy, one of my chickens that she passed, and I noticed a couple days before, like a day and a half before, that her comb was flopped over and she was a little bit lethargic, but even now, her sisters didn't get anything. Like, they were completely fine. So I am wondering if she got bit by something, or if she ate a bug that crawled in there that she wasn't supposed to eat, or something like that. Because her sisters are completely fine, and you don't know. And unless I did a necropsy, which I didn't do, and take in stuff to a lab, you might still not know. So yeah. Desiree says, one thing these guys like doing is a cuddle pile, though. As they are getting older, they aren't cuddling as much. Yep. So cuddle piles, there's a couple. Yes, they do like to cuddle, but if they're too bunched together all the time, then it could mean that they are cold and they're trying to warm each other. Or if they are bunched together away from the heat source, they could be too hot. So depending on where they're bunching together, it could be a temperature thing, or they could just like to cuddle. So just pay attention to that with the other ones, and you'll be able to assess that a little better. Yeah, and Steve says it was just her time. We aren't all healthy the same way. Yep. Yeah, they do huddle for temperature. They'll also cuddle up to each other, but the temperature thing might be a stressor. So pay attention to that. And if you need to change your temperature, you can lower or raise your heat source, whether that's a heat lamp or a heat plate. I don't know what you ended up going with. And we had talked about that last time. But yeah, they huddle for temperature. So if they're huddling at the point of the heat source, they're too cold. And if they huddle away from the heat source, like over in the corner, then they are too hot. And both of those are negative impacts, because if they're too cold or too hot, they're not going to go and eat or drink. They're just going to say, oh my gosh, I need the temperature to be right. So be cognizant of that. Okay. So Anime's saying they just like cuddling. It's mostly during midday. Other than that, they flop in random spots to sleep. Okay. So in your case, it might not be a temperature thing, but it is something for those listening in. It is something that could be a concern. Is the temperature correct or not? So that's good though. And I'm sure you already know this. So, okay. Yeah. Well, guys, the chat's slowing down. The cats are in bed. It looks like Mama Kitty's trying to clean Ringo's face and he's not wanting it. They're so funny. Oh. Ooh, good point. Good point. So Steve says, make sure that midday time does not have sunlight coming through the window on them. And that is a good point to make on brooders and also on incubators, because if it's coming through on the incubator, it could be increasing the temperature of the incubator if you are incubating, which doesn't apply to Desiree, but could apply to other people listening. Okay, so you're good on the temperature. Good. I think they were hatching last week. Yeah. Yeah, 1 week old. Yeah. And I've never paid attention to the 95 point whatever or 90, reducing the temperature over time, because I use heat plates, and I just raise the heat plate as they grow, and they get to choose if they want the heat or not. So, yeah. But yeah, I recommend gradually lowering the temperature, like Steve says. And if you're using a lamp, how you lower the temperature is you raise it up. You raise the lamp up. Yeah. Get some eggs from Aaron. That's a good idea. A good idea. He has eggs. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, that's what I would do. I do like using the heat plates over the heat lamps because of the fire potential or lack of fire potential. But I do, if you're going to use the heat lamps, make sure it's clamped and attached some other way, double attached to whatever you're attaching it to. Because if it falls, it can start a fire. Yeah. Or if it gets water on it, like a splash of water, when it's hot, it can also shatter and cause a fire. Yeah. The kitties are just laying down. Aw. They're so sweet. Okay, you having a reptile tank? As long as there's enough ventilation in that, then it should be fine. If it's not kept clean, sometimes the fumes from that can stay down low. So I would just make sure that you have enough ventilation, and they should have enough room. It's not very many of them, but yeah. Good luck with the others. Good luck. And hopefully you'll try it again, because you're now experienced in doing that, and you kind of have some takeaways now. Yeah, that's a good idea. So Steve says put a fan over it to move the air around so it can pull the air up, not a fan on the birds, and just going over the top to pull the air out. Yeah. Reptile tanks have a lot of ventilation because of how their poop is. Reptile tanks I'm familiar with are glass on all sides except for the top. And that's not what we're talking about when we're talking about ventilation. We're talking about the air moving through the area, not that things can gas off. So I think what Steve says is probably the best way. Yeah. Unless you have a different kind of reptile tank. Yeah. I'm just trying to get you going the best you can, Desiree, for the most success. Okay. It has ventilation both at the bottom and top. Then you have something snazzy. You have a snazzy one. Very cool. You got it covered. Oh, it has caps to plug it, huh? Okay. I guess if your snake has babies or something, you don't want it to go through the hole. Yeah. Yeah, when I had snakes, I think we just had them in like a fish tank setup, but we kept it pretty clean. Oh, thank you, Steve. You still have time to become a kit before the July event. Yes, considering we don't know when the July event is happening. Not the first week of July, I can tell you that for sure. But I will figure out what we're doing and all of that soon. He's talking about a kit is a Katrina's kit. Steve named it. It is the membership that I have. It's a Cook With Me Live event that we do every month. And there's 3 different tiers. Every single tier gets the same thing. It just depends on how much value you want to give to me for these events. And it is a membership only. And we do a monthly Cook With Me Live. So like last month we did, or for this month, early in the month, we did a rabbit stew with biscuits. And you can watch that replay if you join. You can watch all the replays of all the other ones. We have a lot of fun. This last one, I made a mistake in my math. I tried to triple the biscuits recipe, ended up doing it wrong, had to figure out how to fix it. And I fixed it and had wonderful biscuits. So had a lot more than I planned. But, you know, stuff happens like that and we help each other through it. So it's good. Yeah. That is good. But I do need to think about a date. It's not going to be the first week in July. So if you are already a Katrina's kit and you have dates that do not work, let me know. You can put it in here, or you can email me or message me on Facebook on the Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. And I'll get that link unless Steve gets there first. I had to open stuff. Let's see. Where is it? Friends of Sow and Tare Facebook group. If you have not joined this yet, go ahead and join that group. And I post all the videos I do there and then any updates and stuff like that. But then also you guys can, you know, share pictures back and forth of what you're doing or ask questions and have people answer it. Most of the activity is like Monday nights and Tuesday morning. But it's there for us to continue conversations. Oh, Anime says I picked up my adult male today and he got huge. When was the last time you picked him up? Did he just have to poop? Or did he actually get huge? They do get big. And you're talking about one that's a year old, right? Almost, or almost like 9 months old or something like that. Yeah, they do get old, and I have processed old breeders, and they have like yellow fat on them. Like they have the actual fat layer on them. And so that's kind of amazing. Yeah. They do get quite large. Yeah. Did the female get equally large? Because the females are usually larger than the males. Ooh. Steve says, FYI, next Monday is still June, so July 7th Monday Live will be postponed to Thursday, July 10th. Thank you, thank you. Yes, they are, Andy. She got them at QuailCon last year. Yeah. Yes, so we do our Monday night lives every Monday, except for the first Monday of the month we don't do. on Monday. We do it on Thursday. And the reason for that is because I joined a bee group, which meets on the first Monday of every month. And the timing doesn't work. Thank you for the reminder, Steve. You are in my calendar. Oh, were they already 6 weeks at QuailCon? So it'd be just over a year old about now. Okay. Yeah, and they can last a couple years. I mean, they can last a while, but yeah. So the female's probably about halfway through her laying age. So they'll, just like chickens, they'll start to drop off in their laying in the old age. But yeah. Oh, the female's not friendly. That's okay. Yeah, so it was at QuailCon, which was at the end of August, beginning of September last year. And we are, let's call it the end of June, beginning of July. So a couple months till a full year. And if they were already about 6 weeks, I don't remember how old they were. I remember seeing them, but they were 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. Well, still they're almost a year. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good. You'll have more and hopefully they'll be friends. Yeah. All right. Steve, if you want to shout out the event that Aaron is involved in on that weekend, on the same weekend as that QuailCon usually takes place. There is no QuailCon this year. Zach with My Shire Farm has a lot of stuff going on, but there is going to be an event at the same dates this year only, is the same dates. And I know Steve has that information. Okay, so the female was a week older because she was from the butcher class. Was she a leftover at the butcher class? So she was a leftover at butcher class and he was on the floor, right? Awesome. Okay, Gulf Coast Homesteading Convention, August 30 and 31. Thank you, Steve. I'm not making it this year. I have way too much to do and I've spent way too much money. Yeah. Yeah. Too far for anime. All right. But I do want to continue to, promote good things like that because it's, good people doing good things and you can learn from everybody and you can teach everybody. We all have experience and it's all good. Thank you, Steve, for putting that link. Yeah. These are good things to know about. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're coming up on 8 o'clock, and sorry for the technical difficulty in the middle. The kitties are relaxing in the crate together. Why they're in the crate, I don't know. Probably because I keep pushing them off the chairs. But we've seen their claws. I really don't need ripped up chairs. Anyway. Yep, things you learn, separate the runts. There you go. 10 o'clock at Andy's place. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining. If you guys have any last minute questions, get it on there and we'll answer it up. If you've been watching and not commenting, that is fine. You are welcome to comment. We are nice people. Everybody helps everybody with everything here. So that is our goal, is to help you become more self-sufficient, talk about what's going on in our own self-sufficiency, homesteady stuff, and share what is useful. Yeah. Dress, you might, right. Yeah, for Desiree. Andy says you might be closer this year than to the QuailCon one. Yeah. Oh, but you're in Kentucky now. It's in Louisiana. It's in Louisiana. All right, guys. We will see you next Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some good things to talk about. We always do. We always go off on weird tangents. If you happen to be in a heat wave, I encourage you to check out that dashboard cooking playlist and tell me about it. That's what your assignment is. Cook something and tell me about it next time. There we go. All right. You guys are talking about distances. All right. Well, I'm going to log off here, and hopefully you guys are doing well. Do good with the heat. Make something in your car, even if it's cookies. Even if you buy the cookie dough, it's still worth it. Homemade's better. All right. Have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being involved in the chat, guys. You're not doing the homework. All right. All right. Good night, guys.